Hello guys, I welcome you once more again to my channel. Hey, I give a shout out once more again to all my students in the School of Research Science, which is SRS. You guys are amazing. Continue to watch, continue to study hard. All right, today we are continuing to look at you to solve a quadratic by factoring. They have to be in a standard form. And have to be a trinomial. By here we see only two, which is binomial. So how do we go about it? Remember, it's supposed to be ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So it's trinomial, but here we see binomial. See that we are missing the constant, the c part of it. So as I keep on telling you, look at your pocket. If there is no money in your pocket, that means you have zero money. So here plus x and then plus 0 to make it a trinomial, to make it 1, 2, 3. What we do is that we multiply this by that, and we got 7 times 0 is going to be 0. But when you add, you have to get a middle number. Here there's no number, so we assume that it's 1. So when you add it up, you're supposed to get 1. So what are the factors of 0? When you multiply, you get 0, you add, you get 1, is going to be 0, 1. Yeah, so once you get that, you write x plus 0 and x plus 1 equals to 0. Since here we multiply the leading coefficient, we have to get it out. So we will divide here by 7 and we will divide here by 7. And then here we will simplify. 0 divided by 7 is 0. And here we will multiply through by 7. So basically you're bringing it here, it becomes 7x plus 1. And as is a factoring, so if you're looking for the solution, it's just going to be x is equals to 0. Don't say negative 0. We don't have negative 0. And then x is equals to, opposite of this is going to be negative 1. And opposite of times 7 is going to divide. So you get this. This is a factors. There is a simple way that you could also do it, this factoring, like the one that we have been doing. But another way that you could have also do this, which is easy way, which is 7x squared plus x equals to 0. You look at these two numbers. What is common to them is x is here, x is here. So you take it out. What is left here is 7x. Here it was x. We have taken it out. So how can you get it back? It's times 1. Put it over here. And then basically you know that, as you say, you look at your packet, there's nothing over there. That means it's 0. You could write it as this. Then you get your 7x plus 1. That gives you the factoring form. Or here, even it's okay, you could have also lead it here to be factoring form. Okay? And then that means it's 0 as we get it from there. And here, negative 1 over 7. Let's look at the next one. Here too, always compare it with the standard. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. You see that you're missing the middle number, the bx. So here we insert in there, we put 0, x minus 100 equals to 0. And then the old way, when we multiply, 1 is here, so you multiply, you will get negative 100. But when you add, you have to get 0. So what two numbers, one of the factors is going to be, you multiply, you get that, and you add, you're going to get this. So it's going to be negative 10 and positive 10. So you multiply, you get negative 100, and you add, you get 0. So once you get that number, this, and then plus 100. Here, if you divide, it's 1, so there is no need because it will bring you back to where you started. So this is a factoring. Then x is equals to positive 10 and x is equals to negative 10 as the zeros. There's another way that we could do this. It's called the difference of two squares. We do that. It's a square. One number square will give you back 100 is negative 10 squared. And then we have difference of two squared, that stated that if we have a squared minus b squared, it's just a matter of a plus b and then a minus b. Yeah. So with that idea, we can write this one. We can write it as x plus 10 and x minus 10 equals to 0. So that become the factoring, and then you do it and you get your answer back here. Okay, so that's another way that you could do. Okay, so you can pause and try this one. If you want to the factoring way, and you get x squared plus 0 x minus 36 equals to 0. You're looking for 1 multiplied to give you 36, and when you add, you have to get the middle number. You have to get 0, which is going to be negative 6 and 6. Once you see that, minus 6 plus x. This is the factoring or the factored form, and is equal to positive 6 and negative 6 as the solution. If you want to do the difference of two squares, it's x squared. One number squared will give you 36 is negative 6 squared. Using the rule, it's just x plus 6 and x minus 6 equals to 0. And allows you that, and that give you back this solution. So look at the next one. Here too, you could do, always do the easiest way that you want, but if you want to still stick with what we have been doing the old way, you write your this b squared plus c, and you realize that we are missing the constant, so we are missing it. You just put 0, and then it becomes trinomial. Then you multiply, you get 0, so you're looking for 1 multiplied to give you 0, and when you add, you have to get 4. So here you know that it's going to be 4 and 0. So it's x plus 4 and x plus 0, which is a factoring. Then the solution, opposite negative 4 and opposite negative 0, but we don't have negative 0, so it's 0. Halas, you're done. There's always a lot of ways of doing mathematics. So the second way, as we have x squared plus 4x equals to 0, you look at the common factor, which is x here, you take it out. What is left here, it was x squared, so what is left here is just x. Here it was 4x, you have taken the x out, so what is left is 4. And that's that. So that's the factoring. Remember, x plus 0 is the same as x, okay? So here, as you're solving it, there's no number attached, so that means it's 0. And x is equals to negative 4 as a solution. Okay, you can pause and do this one by yourself too. But if you want to still stick with what you used to, so we are missing the middle number. So you put 0 over there to make it trinomial. This one, since the leading is not 1, you multiply, you get 36. So you need negative 36. You multiply, you get negative 36. You write it here. And when you add, you got to get 0. So what two numbers you multiply, you get negative 36. You add, you get 0. It's going to be negative 6 and positive 6, because you need to add up to give you 0, and that give you all the idea. So here minus 6 and here plus 6. Since the leading is now 1, we got to divide it. So we divide here by 4, divide here by 4. Let's simplify. So here when you simplify, you see that 2 can go here, 2 can go here. So simplify it to the lowest form. So here will be 3 and here will be 2. The same thing here, just positive 3, 2. We don't want to leave the factoring this way. But from here, you can get your 0 to be positive 3 over 2 and negative 3 over 2. That's your solution. But the factoring, if we want to make it a little bit cute, we multiply both sides by 2. So here we will get 2x minus 3 and 2x. Get it like that. We can also use difference of two squares because this one is a perfect square and this is a perfect square. So we can use the difference of two squares. So here we write it as 2x squared minus 3 squared. Square here. And then here you could write it 2x all squared and minus 3. And then difference of two square, as we have been using alongside, we just write 2x plus 3, then 2x minus 3. And that gives you back the same thing that we got here. It doesn't matter which one is first. Don't be confused. This is plus. Remember, multiplication is commutative. 3 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3. Okay? I thank you very much for sticking with me all the way to the end. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so. And see you in the next video. Bye-bye.